and the only thing we can change is to change our own mind. The other people we can help, but we provide the suggestion. That's all we can do. We cannot force other. We cannot judge other, because when we judge other, that's wrong. Because everyone has different view.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way for us to judge unless um, we attend some kind of enlightenment, awakening, so that we can guide others. Right. Oh, so so both you do some kind of meditation at home.
Mm-hmm.
How often you do meditation then?
It's about what, once, twice a week? Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Twice a week.
mm-hmm.
I hope a little bit more, but
Good, good. So how you do meditation then? You just sit there quietly and calmly.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes with very like just instrumental music, something soft, just to
Okay.
focus.
Mm-hmm. So at home, do you have any Buddha statue with you?
No, we have a large painting on the wall in our room, and we sit with that in front of us.
Oh, good. So if you like, when you come to our temple, we can share with you some of Buddha statue for free. If you can come on this Sunday. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ricardo, you enjoy the Buddha statue I gave to you last time?
Oh yes, I remember you said to have it in the height, somewhere tall, and that's where I put it there. I followed your advice.
Yeah. Thank you. Mm. Yeah. So yeah, Ricardo, he been here with us. Is that around few years, right? Especially when you came to attend the New Year celebration, right, Ricardo, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, can you
I
move the
have,
laptop so that can hear clearly, please? Yeah.
that is correct. I've been with attending the Buddha Bliss Temple. The first time I came, it was in New Year Festival celebration.
Yeah.
I think the one that we just celebrated, I think it was last month.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the third or fourth time that I came. I don't remember well.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been attending to the Dharma talk
Yeah.
since I believe October or September of last year.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So at first, when you came to our center for the New Year celebration, you enjoy the vegetarian meal, and you say that from that time on, you up the meat, right?
That is that is something to be proud of as well. After several failed attempts, I was able to withdraw any ingredient that comes from animals
Mm-hmm.
since then. So I have been following a vegan diet at least 3 or 4 years. And the day that it started, it was the day of the New Year celebration of Budapest Temple, because you guys serve such a delicious food that I said I can do this at home, and
Yeah.
I have not broken my promise. I've been practice mindfulness with all living beings, even bugs, so I cannot even kill spiders or cockroaches. I let them free when I find them in my house, and that's how I surround myself with plants 24/7.
Thank you. Yeah. Would you mind to share? Yeah, we have many discussion about not to consume meat. So, but would you like to share those type of idea at our center, especially we follow Mahaya tradition, so that other can follow, can can recognize why we practice that.
Yes, absolutely. So, and the first time I was reading the book, The Heart of Buddha's Teaching,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think it was by Thich Nhat Hanh, and the book was saying that in Buddhism, besides practicing mindfulness with all living beings,
Mm.
is that when we consume food, we want to consume with no suffering.
Mm.
So when we have animals that are taken against their will and to the slaughterhouse are being killed, and that is suffering in that poor animal, and animal abuse also that is taken to our bodies and we feed from it. So when you hear the saying, "You are what you eat," that is what the philosophy follow, and I have experienced great benefits, not only physically but mentally and spiritual also,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't longer take any suffering in my body. And
Mm.
this is how in Buddhism they don't eat, the monks don't eat meat or food from animals.
Yeah. So whoever step into our temple, whether they are Buddhist monk, non, and lay people, we are pure vegetarian. Of course, for the lay people, whenever they step out of our temple, whichever thing they like to do to eat, that's their choice. But because at the temple, this is the holy ground, the sacred ground, so we don't consume any kind of flesh of animal, because that the representation of the killing. Hi Tammy, how you been, Tammy?
Good.
Good.
Sorry, I'm going a little bit late.
That's
I,
okay.
I just did one of those floats.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
those salt floats.
Uh huh. So we have the function, the special function this Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we have the health fair after that.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, would you bring your children, or they scare up the roof?
No, I don't have them this weekend, but I'll be
Okay.
sure to try to come.
Okay, good then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how you been then? You get any new job, or you still around?
No, still looking around. Nothing
Really?
yet.
Okay. How your practice?
My practice.
Yeah, meditation or chanting the mantra and so forth. How is that?
Yeah. So I just got back from doing a float,
Mm-hmm.
and when I do the float, it really helps me with my meditation because it's dark. It's
Mm-hmm.
just you're just floating in a dark tub of salt water. So
Oh.
that helps me a lot because other than that, like I really need the mantras to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
But being in that just in that darkness, with nothing around helps. And I can
Oh.
also chant the mantras in there. I asked them because I
Mm-hmm.
thought I'd be too loud, and I was like, "What, you know?" And they said, "No, there's two like movie theater screens in between you and the next room, so it's fine." They said you have to scream pretty loud for anybody to hear you. So
Mm-hmm.
they said, yeah, I asked if I could sing. I didn't ask if I could chant, but I was like, "Could I sing in there?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
nice too because you can feel the vibration when you're
Okay.
just laying in the dark, feeling the vibration. So yeah,
Okay.
it's
That's nice.
that's been helpful.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, we have three new friends here. We have Ashley and Sarah, who live in
Hello.
central Kentucky, and we have Kristen, who sit in front of Ricardo. Right.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah. So tell me, would you share? Oh, so tell me, she Buddhist, or she has Buddhist name already? Right, tell me. You remember
Yes.
your Buddhist name? Tell me.
Yeah. My Buddhist name is Than Ivana, which is affinity of peace and serenity, is what it means. And
Yeah. So you've been with us so many years, right?
yeah, I joined in January of 2020
Mm.
when the first Lunar New Year celebration is when I first came to the temple because I was looking for a Lunar New Year celebration to join. And it was the year of the mouse, which is the first year in the lunar cycle. So that was really
Mm.
neat.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's just the lion dance. It was just a great energy. And I remember afterwards, it was a big celebration, but I tried to stop to talk to you.
Mm.
Um, and you looked at me and you were confused. You're like, "Are you one of my students?" And I remember afterwards, I thought maybe I should have said, "I don't know, am I?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So But then the next week I joined the Dharma class and meditation Dharma class because I had been trying to learn meditation at the Spirit Earth Center, which
Mm.
is in Louisville, and I had tried to do that for a few months, but I just wasn't very successful with them. And I thought, well, if you want to learn, go learn from the masters. So that's what I did, and so I've been practicing Buddhism ever since. It's been great, life
Yeah.
changing.
You know, uh, um, Isaac, he's still up there. He's still up in court and to practice. I call him to come down, but he prefer to stay up there to practice.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How long has he been up there for?
You remember? I think at least 3 or 4 months up there.
Months? He's been
Yeah,
up there for months?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh,
During the winter when there's a lot of snow, I told him to come down, but he say he prefer to stay up there. It's quiet. It's more serene. It's more calm for him to practice up
oh,
there.
wow. That's amazing. Like, I can see now, like, the weather being how it is, that it would be nice to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
But in the cold in the winter, not so much.
Yeah.
But he's going to have a problem when he comes down. Because when he
Mm-hmm.
comes down, he's going to be all peaceful and stuff, and then he's going to be around people, and he's going to be. he's going to get all like me. I'm all peaceful and calm until my kids come around, and then I'm like, I'm not as zoomed out as I thought I was. But that's amazing. I can't believe he's been up there that long.
Yeah. Somehow yeah, he has a connection with Amitabha Buddha, so he loved to recite it. Yeah. Okay. So here Ashley, Sarah, and Tristan, for your information, I'm teaching at Indiana University Southeast, University of Houston, and recently Louisville Theoretical Presbyterian Seminary. Mm, yeah, I'm teaching over there. That's why Tammy just mentioned that when she first came, I thought that my student came to my temple. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So yeah, Ashley and Sarah. Yeah. When you come to my temple on this Sunday, you can feel that. You can see our community here, right? Yeah. Sarah, how much you read about Buddhism? Sarah, sorry, Tristan, how much you read about Buddhism before the meditation?
Hello. I have been reading or trying to study Buddhism for about 2 years, the same as Sarah and Ashley. Um, I've read a book just about the history of Buddhism. I haven't finished that book. I've also picked up some books from Thich Nhat Hanh. I think I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying his name right.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say it right? Okay. And so I've been reading some of his books, and I sort of like, I guess, Ashley and Sarah. I grew up with a different faith that I had no choice but to choose. That was my faith given to me. And it's just as I've gotten older, I really want to find some inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
And what has attracted me to Buddhism is the idea of recognizing first that we all suffer, and then trying to find a way to ease our suffering as we go along. And that is really, I just really want to find my inner peace, and I know that's going to make me a better mom. I
Mm-hmm.
hope it makes me a better mom, better wife, and just a better person all around. So I'm really interested in learning as much as I can, and I'm going to get back to my books. I've kind of put them to the side,
Mm-hmm.
but I really want to start today.
So so you have children now?
Yes, I have two children. We were actually at the Lunar New Year celebration this year, so we had a good time.
Mm-hmm. So you say they came to our temple?
For the Lunar New Year
Oh,
celebration,
really? They
yes.
enjoy?
Yes. They
Okay.
did,
Mm, yeah,
yes.
we're open for everyone. So tell me, so last Mid Autumn Festival, did you bring them or skip that?
No, I didn't have him that night. but that is by far their favorite event to come to. They just love it. It's so much fun for the kids. It's in September every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they have all kinds of games and events, and of course the lion dance and performances and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how old are your kids?
My oldest is 15, and my youngest, he just turned 10. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
15 and 10.
I have
Mm-hmm.
a 7 and a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, and it does. It really does. I feel for sure that when I first came there, I had a 1-year-old and 4-year-old, and it's
Wow.
just probably become such a better mother, much more patient with them, and understanding that I don't have to parent how I was parented. It's just really opened me up and made me more patient with them.
Absolutely. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So Tristan, are you live nearby our temple? How far is that?
It's not far. Maybe 15 minutes away, something like that. To me, it's not far.
Okay.
But I live in the Highview area,
Okay.
so that's like on the other side of Oklahoma,
I
something
see.
like that.
I see.
Yeah.
Are you aware that we have after school program for the children from Monday to Thursday? You aware of that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I
from
did not know that.
yeah,
Yeah.
from
I like
5:30 to
it.
7:30. We will have a group of 20 students. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Sarah, so
Yes.
so you say that the more interest in Buddhism you learn from is the meditation, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So you read a lot of book meditation, or you read a lot of Buddhist book, Buddhist principle.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean
What'd you
that
say?
most of time, Bob, you just read the Buddhist meditation and practice by yourself, right? There's no community, there's no friend support
Mm-hmm.
around. Wow, that's just be convenient. So you guys can log in, and every Friday we have this kind of session to learn together.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So how about Ashley? What the aspect of Buddhism that draw your more interest then?
Uh, Being more mindful is
Okay,
the most point for me.
okay. So I don't know whether you guys are aware of the Walking for Peace, the monk who walked from Dallas to
Mm-hmm.
Washington D.C. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. You watch those kind of video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
When you first saw them walking on the road, on the freeway or whichever, what do you think about
I
that?
mean, he's it's something worth shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's just a lot of people don't. They take the easy way out or try to take the easy way out of everything. They don't want to make a big deal out of something that we take for granted. So
Okay. What do you think, Ashley, about them?
I kind of feel the same way. Everybody wants to take an easier way or follow everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't always get us to a better place.
Okay, I'm talking about how about the monks? What's your impression about the monks who walk on that path?
Yeah, who done the peace oh, walk? I thought that was amazing. Watching them on TikTok and everything, I was just so amazed. I was hoping they would come through here, but I didn't get to see them. But I've
Okay.
never seen anybody do anything like that and be,
Mm-hmm.
stuck to that. They didn't stop at any point, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Even with injuries and things, that was really inspirational.
Mm-hmm. So, Bob, you have not met Buddhist monk and nun before in person?
Yeah.
No. Oh,
No.
no. You met me online now. Please come, and we have some of them there. How about Tristan? How you think about those Buddhist monk who work for peace?
It was amazing. It was something, I admired them for it. I loved how the country responded to them.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've noticed, or one thing I guess I've always thought about monks, even though this coming to the temple was the first time I met actual monks and nuns, but I always thought that they just have a presence that just draws people to them, or just they just kind of light up with peace. I guess I'm gonna keep using that word, but they just seem so peaceful when they're walking, and like Ashley said, they didn't stop to let whatever outside issues impact them. They kept to their mission. I just thought it was a beautiful thing, and I wish more people wanted to do things like that. So. I would like Ash. I hope that they were going to come through, so that we could see them in person. But I think it was a beautiful thing.
Sure. So last year, when we have Mid Autumn Festival, you brought your children here, right? How could you know us first? Someone told you, or you look online, or what?
So it was this year. It was I looked online, but also I have a coworker. His best friend belongs to the temple,
Oh, really?
and so
Oh,
her name is Jessica. I don't know her last
I
name,
see.
but um, I was always doing my own research online. I can be very shy at first, and so I was a little nervous about coming. But talking to my coworker who was talking to his best friend who belongs to the temple, she just gave me the dates and times and told me when meditation happens, and so I just got more comfortable. And I brought my family to the Lunar New Year celebration, and I was like, okay, I feel comfortable. I can come back.
So you came last month, right?
Yes, it was last month.
How
Yes.
was that? How
Huh?
was that?
How was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was something I'd never seen before. I enjoyed seeing, and especially my kids enjoyed seeing the dancing. I guess with the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there were a lot of people here. And then we had some food later.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just nice, and it was nice to just be in the room and to hear the chanting, and it was a great experience.
Yeah, we have between 5 to 600 people on that day. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ashley and Sarah, I wish that you would attend probably at that one. But Kristen, we have not only after some program, but we will have 1 week of summer camp for the children or for the youth. The last week of June. So tell me, you brought your children few times for our summer camp, right? Not the full time, but up and on, right? Tell me.
Yes, yeah, and they really enjoy it because kids want to be around kids, right? And there's so many kids there of all ages and so many different events going on. They really enjoy it. So I'm hoping. Did you say it's the last week of June this year?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it happens on my week with my kids because they look forward to it.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me one more time. Can you share with them your view about the Walking for Peace monks? What do you think about them, please?
Oh, I wish they were still walking. I know that's wrong to say, but it was just so beautiful. Just like she just mentioned, and not only just well, how I just mentioned, not only that they were walking for peace, but how the country responded. I
Mm-hmm.
think was the most beautiful part of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Because I loved just how it just came through my feeds, and you could just, as they were walking, you just saw the peace wash over everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
just how much peace it brought to everybody. It was just so beautiful, especially in these times, that we're going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I wish, they were still walking. But, I mean, you can still review it and see it, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have the same energy as in the moment, seeing it that day that it happened for some reason. With them not still doing it, it's not as effective as if they were still walking. But so beautiful, so touching, and just like she mentioned, like through all their hardships, they just kept on going, and just the more and more people. I mean, I think they ended up with millions of followers by the end of it. It was just amazing. I wouldn't have expected that kind of turnout, and it just brought so much more awareness to Buddhism. So it's just beautiful all the way around.
Yeah, during those week, sometimes I flew around and people ask me about Buddhism too. And just last week, this young student, college student, he called me and asked about Buddhism, especially my view about those type of monk, the working for peace, right? Ricardo, can you share? Yeah, I think you talked before, but can you share your view about them, please? And if I walk, can you follow me? uh,
You were asking what is my share in regards to the walking, right, a piece.
yes.
I wish it could be more often in different places of not the country but the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a message that we need to absorb and share. What you're doing is sharing about this walking. What is the impact? Um, and be aware of the peace that is transferring by looking at the videos and it's especially for these hard times, as Tammy said. And I wish we can be practice something similar to it as well, us, and maybe unite to them in a walk because
Mm-hmm.
people did join them, and that is how we can expand and be contentious possibly about the peace in the earth
Mm-hmm.
for Mother Earth also.
Yeah, yeah. In Buddhism, we focus on non-violence, focus on peace, calmness, and so forth. Everything starts from our own mind. If we cannot find peace within our own mind, there's no way for us to find from other people. Right? Yeah.
Exactly. The love is what heals the earth and it heals all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's the love that saves the world.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on then. Let's move on to our discussion today. Now, let's see here. Let me share the screen with you. Hopefully, Ricardo and Tristan can see. Can you see that? Or it's too
And
small?
you see that
You can look. Can you see that on the screen? Okay. So
you see.
last time, okay, let us this page 110. Let me review about what we talk. Right. The first thing is that we talk we talk about the Four Noble Truths, right? Sarah and Ashley, right? So you understand the Four Noble Truths, right? You know about that that concept, the Four Noble Truths. You guys know about that?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Okay, so the Buddha said that the basic one, the true of suffering, we have all kinds of suffering, or all kinds of dissatisfaction. Our body, we sick, right? Now we have to pay for the gas, right? That's economic suffering, and spiritual suffering, the mental suffering, like stress, anxiety, and so forth, right? So the Buddha said that those kind of suffering come from greed, hatred, and ignorance. That the cause, that the truth of suffering. And in life, suffering can be transformed into happiness. That two sides of the coin. And in order to uh, um, uh, attain that kind of happiness, the Buddha provide the path or the teaching of the Eightfold Path. Make sense, Kristen? Make sense, Ashley? You follow that?
Yes.
Okay, so we have been talking about this one here. That's the path of, sorry, uh, this one. Let me go back here. Oh, right here. So that's we call A4 part. We've been talking about wise understanding, wise intention, wise speech, wise action, wise livelihood already. So this week we talk about wise effort. Uh, okay. Um, Ricardo, would you mind to share briefly about the wise understanding? Would you mind to share about that, please? We just review today so that Ashley, Sarah, and Tristan can catch up with us. Wise understanding. Can you review with that? Can you summarize with that? Mm.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what he said.
Oh, Ricardo, can you hear Ricardo?
I could hear, yes, I
Yeah.
could hear you.
Can you summarize what's meant by wise understanding in here? What do you think about that?
Hmm,
In Buddhist
that's an
view.
interesting question. I don't know. I would like to hear opinions for the rest.
Okay, okay. So how about you, Tammy? What do you think about wise understanding in Buddhist view?
Um, so I'm not sure if this is correct, but what I would say about wise understanding would be that it's more than you have smart people and then you have wise people.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be book smart, where you go to school and you study a lot and you
Mm-hmm.
can repeat facts, and so you're smart, you're intelligent. But wisdom is having more of an understanding. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a distinction between being smart and being wise. Um, and it's hard to explain wisdom. It's easier to explain intelligence and being smart, and
Mm-hmm.
just having the book smart. But again, wisdom is just like having it, like an intuition, a knowing,
Mm-hmm.
an understanding without being taught. Just an
Mm-hmm.
understanding that comes from within.
Mm-hmm. And what do you
That
think
makes
about
sense.
that, Tristan? You know about Buddhist wise understanding? What do you think?
My understanding of it is, here we go, the camera, similar to what Tammy just said, just having a deep understanding, having the wisdom that you're not going to find in the book, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like she said, just having just having wisdom about the world, how the world works, having wisdom about life. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I would sum it up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think about that, Ashley? What do you think about the wise understanding in Buddhist view? Try your best. I can share later on. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's the way I would look at it too. It's something that, like, wise would be something that you would learn just from life experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
not just something that's taught from anything else
Mm-hmm.
or just told to you.
Yeah. Okay. Sarah, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it's not something you can. There's not going to be a book on it, so you can't learn it from a book. As the two ladies before were talking about, it's something that you either know or you don't. I mean, you're either wise or you're not. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not to be that blunt about it, but
Yeah. Okay, so let me summarize one more time. We talked about that before. Yeah. So this one, what we call wise understanding, basically understanding the Four Noble Truth, understanding the cause and effect, right? And understanding the impermanent principle, the suffering, and the non-self. So this is what we call the wise understanding. Of course, yeah, that Tammy, Chris, and so forth, you guys say correctly that when we talk about wise understanding, there's more to our intuition, not using our analytical thinking. But at least in Buddhist view, if when we have not activate, live with our intuition, at least we should recognize the law cause and effect. Whichever we threw out there will bounce back to us, right? And we need to recognize that life is impermanent. For example, we would not have mm, forever war in Iraq. Sooner or later will end, right? Nothing's lasts forever. Things come and go, right? And of course, whenever we have the body, we have the type of sickness that is related to suffering. And in Buddhist view, no cell in the sense that uh, help us to detach from our ego and so forth. And of course, on the top of understanding about the Four Noble Truth, so that is wise understanding. right? Yeah, I just want to review. We talked about that before. Now, let us. Any question before I review another one? Hmm. So let's go back to wise action. Sorry, intention. Yeah, Ricardo, what do you think about that? Wise intention, intention in Buddhism.
Well, the foundations of the Buddhism is practicing mindfulness and compassion. So I do
Yes.
believe that when we have, we're manifesting our minds to apply certain actions.
Mm-hmm.
We do that based on life experiences, as I said, on wisdom, the difference between being smart and wisdom, as they mentioned. So when we're applying wise intention, obviously with the best outcomes, and when having to help others,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is what I do believe about the wise intention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, how about Kristen? What do you think about wise intention in Buddhist view?
I think Ricardo said it in a very wonderful way. But definitely having um, the right intentions, the right thoughts, where you are not trying to do harm or cause harm to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You are not trying to cause suffering for anyone. You
Mm.
everything you do, everything that you think, is coming from a pure place,
Mm-hmm.
and like Ricardo said, that it leads to the right type of action as well. If you have the right intentions, you're going to have the right actions.
Excellent. Thank you. Sarah, what do you think about Buddhist wise intention? Can you share, please?
Um, I agree with Christian. It's what you're not doing any harm.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually you have good intentions on helping out instead of causing more pain
Mm-hmm.
or suffering.
Yeah. So, what do you think when Ricardo he said that he would not consume any kind of flesh? I mean that no more eating animal like fish, chicken, and so forth, right, Ricardo? Right? Am I right, Ricardo?
Will you repeat the same question?
I mean that you just share that you make commitment that you would not consume any kind of flesh again, right? Our compassion, right?
Oh, you're right. You're spot on. That is that is wise intention because
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware that if I keep eating ingredients that I put in my body that it brings suffering, I will receive the suffering in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the intention and the awareness of doing a compassionate action of eating plants
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not doing any harm. And despite that, this can be open to debate, but I'm willing to. For me, it's no difference between going to the grocery store or hunting because when you are feeding that supply and demand, it is how the supplier keeps going to the slaughterhouses to restock the shelf. So um, every practice that we should do it is with the wise intention, the wise action,
Mm-hmm.
kindness.
Mm-hmm.
That is what will be our actions. Always put ourselves in somebody else's shoes so we can think how we can not only make the world better, but making others feeling better and helping others and make them feel good as well. That's how I feel good about myself as well is by helping.
Thank
So
you. Mm-hmm. How do you think, Ashley? How do you think about Ricardo expression about uh, compassion that relate to our own eating style and wise intention here. Ashley, can you share, please?
I can see how, being vegetarian would be more beneficial
Mm-hmm.
because it does cut out a lot of suffering that people don't look at animals the way they should.
Mm-hmm.
They're just living beings just like we are, but they have no say because they don't speak our language.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see where being a vegetarian or vegan is a better choice.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about you, Tammy? How can you share? I think we talk about this in land, right? Can you share about wise intention and non-meat eater and so forth, please, Tammy?
Yeah, so I think everybody's touched on it so beautifully already. The main intention is to do no harm.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I were more like Ricardo. One day I strive to be just like you. But it's all about baby steps and I'm not feeling bad because like it all depends on your habits, what you grew up with. So if you grew up eating meat, that's what your body's been trained to do. And so it's a lot of being aware and not wanting to do harm, but and making those changes that are necessary. But just the wise intention in general, I think everybody did a great job touching on the meaning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is just to be um, intentional with your actions. And of course, if somebody does you wrong, a good example is you're driving down the highway and somebody cuts you off and you instantly get angry and you want to chase after them and flip them off or,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't want, and then you're just feeding into that type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to be mindful of our intentions and not to ever want to do harm to somebody, or if somebody hurts your feelings, a friend, you think, oh, I'm going to get them back, I'm going to pay them back for that. That's not wise intention. You're intending to do them harm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just always about being mindful of not only our actions, which will lead to good actions, but
Mm-hmm.
not only just our actions, but our words and our thoughts too. So if you can be mindful and have good intentions and have better actions, I think it's easiest with words if you can kind of monitor your words, which will lead to better actions. And the hardest is which eventually it leads to is having better intentions within your mind. So your mind doesn't instinctively go to I'm going to get them back or I'm going to show them. Instead, you just have more compassion for everyone, and you try to have more perspective and empathy for what everybody else is going through. And that way you can kind of just step back and keep your own peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's very good. Here, see that one intention here: patience, generosity, loving kindness, goodwill, friendliness, metta, compassion, and so forth. We discussed in land about them before. So yeah. So Sarah and Ashley, have you read this thing before? Probably you encountered this type of teaching before, right, Sarah and Ashley? Right?
Mm, yeah, a little bit.
So that's why in Buddhism talk about wise intention. Wise, we focus on this kind of intention so that we bring no harm to others. We share our compassion, we share kindness, and so forth with other people. Because everything starts from our own mind, right? If we have right mind, right, it will have the right action and right speech. You follow,
Mm-hmm.
Kristen?
Yeah.
Yeah, follow Sarah, right? So that's why Buddha advised us we need to have this kind of mind, this kind of thought in our mind. So, for example, let's say if we have the thought of compassion, right, toward the homeless people, right? So with that kind of thought keep in our mind. So one day while we're driving around downtown Louisville, and we see the homeless people hang around under the bridge or on the street in the cold weather and hot weather, we can share them a banana, we can share them a bottle of water bottle, and so forth, out of compassion. Yeah, if we have that thought in our mind. If we don't have that thought in our mind, there's no way for us to share with other people anything else. Right. So that's why it's so important that we have to have this kind of right mind. wise intention about that. Okay, now just reviewing, right? We talk about that, and the next one, right? After having right thought, wise view, right understanding about the karma, the vulnerable truths, the impermanent, and so forth. We have the wise intention. After that, it will affect our wise speech, right? So, Kristen, what do you think about wise speech in Buddhism? How it relates to wise mind, wise understanding, wise intention here?
From what I've read and just my understanding of it is just it kind of relates to wise intention, but being intentional with our words, and again, not using our words to cause harm, using our words instead in a more compassionate way with others. Um, I think someone said something about, I think Tammy said something about energy and how energy is contagious, and so when you're using your words and you're spreading negativity or you're causing harm, that energy goes out to others, and it also comes back to you. So I think really thinking and being conscious and mindful of what we are saying and what words we're putting out can make us feel more at peace ourselves. And again, the goal is to not cause harm. So yeah, and I think we were taught as kids that words can't hurt, but we know that words do hurt, and so that's something we should keep in mind.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. What do you think about that? Wise speech, Sarah. What do you think?
I'm right with Christian. What you put out into the world, you can't take it back if it's something that's going to hurt someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have no, there's no hook that you can get it to pull it back to be like, oh, I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
But having the wise speech or wise speech intention, is
Mm-hmm.
always thinking and having compassion for the person that you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how their day's been. You don't know, what's going on with them, just like they don't know what's going on with you. But
Mm-hmm.
if you put compassion out there, there's no way to trip over it and say something that you're going to regret later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. How about you, Ashley?
I feel the same way. I mean, I always tried to do that because, especially with my mom, I was always very emotionally
Mm-hmm.
connected. So anything I thought I said wrong, I mean, it just tore me all to pieces. So I was always apologizing for that, even if she didn't even take it that way. But we don't know how someone else is going to take something we say either.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be mindful that we're not coming off as being hateful or rude or anything like that. Think through what you're going to say before you say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Ricardo.
Yeah,
Again, you share, please. I think we talked about that in length, right? How could we have the right speech after the right wise
Um,
intention and so forth?
I I just heard wise words that I could relate. We definitely need to be mindful what we say to our family members, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we hurt ourselves. Um, and well, in addition to what everyone has said so far, is that being mindful of what you say. Always want to watch your speech because you could influence people in a
Mm-hmm.
good or in a wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
So for in moreover, in Buddhism we say that if we are providing a wrong speech or wrong information, that also could lead to karma
Mm-hmm.
to us. So providing a correct information of anything that's we can avoid karma, or getting good karma. So always having the good intention again when providing information or educating anyone, because that is how we spread the wisdom. Again, it is based on personal experiences and what we feed our brains as well, where through education and constant learning. That is including Buddhism also. That's why we study Buddhism, we practice Buddhism, and we share to others so we all be aware, and especially for the people that are not aware, they now are aware. So, especially for the people, newcomers that are going to the temple or they are interested to learning Buddhism, that's why monks also invest the whole life into the wise speech so everyone else can learn from it.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, thank you. So tell me, I think we discussed about that, right? The wise speech, right? Especially how you teach the children not to say bad word at home and so forth, right? Tell me, please share. Mm.
Say that again,
I'm talking
sorry.
about Tammy, right? Uh,
Yeah, so for me, it's definitely important not to, with the children, so you don't want to say negative things to them or about other people in front of them. And the household I grew up in, right speech was not a thing. Like, that was not part of the religion I grew up with. And I grew up in a very religious home. But and my parents were very kind people. They were always helping the community, but the speech was horrible. They were always talking about people, and it was really about putting other people down to lift yourself up. Even though, again, they were very religious, and so that it was hard for me. That was one of the hardest things, and I'm still learning it to this day. What I do now is I just remain silent a lot, and even that's hard for me. Um, but what I ended up doing, I'm an accountant, so I ended up in the construction industry. And I worked in the construction industry for almost over 20 years because speech didn't matter. I could cut somebody up and down and they wouldn't blink an eye. So I felt like I fit in really well there. But once COVID hit, is when I really thought, wow, I need to change my words. Like, I need to really learn how to talk to people nice because this isn't going to be good. When you start thinking about having kids and stuff, and so that was right around the time I found Buddhism. But it's definitely a retraining, a mind transformation, a speech transformation, an action transformation. Everything transforms when you learn Buddhism. And just like they mentioned before, I think what Sarah said, once you say it, you can't take it back.
mm-hmm.
So once you put it out there, it's out there. And then people think, no matter how nice you've been, no how many nice things you've done for them, you've said to them, but in a moment of anger, the whole relationship can be burned by one negative
Mm-hmm.
word or a sentence because then that person thinks, oh, that's how you really feel about me. Now I know your true thoughts. I know your true feelings. And so it reveals, negative thoughts you might have about them. So
Mm-hmm.
again, we want to do no harm. So we really have to keep positive speech. And there's been studies about speech, especially how it affects kids. But it's like one negative. It takes like 20 or 30 positives to get rid of one negative for a kid. And adults are even worse because I think they really just cling to that one negative thing. So you want to be positive, and if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. And that's what I try to teach my kids. If you're gonna hurt somebody's feelings with your words, just don't say it. Keep it to yourself. But the way I grew up, we were just always honest. But it's just honest and truthful. Here it is. But that's not good. Even if it's you being honest and you're trying to help, just don't say it because they might not be ready for it. You have to have timing too. So if you don't have the wisdom to say it, don't say it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay, so since the time is up, so next week we will talk more about why speak, and I will share with you a short video clip. I think Ricardo and Tammy saw before, but the message of water is related to how we talk to other people, right? We Next week we will review. Oh, it's okay. So thank you, Ashley, Sarah, Kristen, Tammy, and Ricardo. See you next week then, or you can come this Sunday. Okay, attend our celebration and interact with our members here. Right? Thank you. See you then. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you.